When you play the vanilla game, does it ever seem like your units don't feel as powerful as perhaps they should? You send in various heroes with leaderships on them, but your units still get wiped out? You put down lots of heroic statues, land buffs, and powers, and still nothing changes. And all you want is for them to all just work together. Because it just makes sense that if you're using all these, that your units should be in beast mode, right? Well, apparently not. In vanilla, there are some pretty serious limitations on what can stack and how many. If you don't read the small print in the unit and powers descriptions, you waste good combos. This is not the case in the Age of the Ring mod. So just what can you stack in ROTWK versus AOTR? It's different in single-player games and team games. In vanilla, in single-player games, only 4 modifiers are stackable in the same vicinity for any faction. And that's assuming the faction has them all. Some factions don't. In single-player games for AOTR, 32 stackable modifiers possible for this one faction, Gondor, alone, but each faction has a different total. What about team games? For Age of the Ring, there is no limit on stackable modifiers. In vanilla, assuming your team players know how, it can be up to 8, but requires a great deal of coordination to use them. In Age of the Ring, because the system has been simplified so much and streamlined, modifiers stack so smoothly in team games you don't have to stop and think about them too much. So long as the source of the modifier is different from another source, they all stack. But in the vanilla game, even if a source of, say, the leadership modifier is different from another, stacking is not possible. There are strict rules rather artificially imposed on such a system across the board, which stifles creative thinking and strategy. But in AOTR, the overhauled system feels all too natural and allows for so much variety and different styles of play and experimentation. It's why, say, Boromir and Aragorn cannot stack their leaderships in vanilla to make your units tougher, even if it feels like they naturally should, but in Age of the Ring, Boromir, Aragorn, and any number of other heroes, land buffs, special powers, and abilities can all stack together fluidly for some fairly potent combos to rock your gaming world. If you want to know more details on the attribute modifier system and the differences from the vanilla game and AOTR, check out my series called The Leadership System, where I break it all down in detail. I go through all 4 modifier types before showing the full dynamics possible in the same vicinity for stackable modifiers in each game.